Much better. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome. Psychic Saturday Night Live. Today's the 1st of March. Woo! 1st of March. We're going to let everybody jump on here. 1st of March. Powerful time we're coming into. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Once people start showing up. It's the 1st of March. Can you believe it? Where's this first part of the year already gone? Yeah. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to the very first day of March, Psychic Saturday Night Live. I want to talk about the energies right now. They're really intense. I've been saying it, I say it all the time, but recently, I don't know what's gone on. I don't know if we got blasted with something or I really don't know, to be honest with you. A lot of different things come into play over the last couple of days. But if you're following the Schumann resonance, that looks wacky. Totally wacky. The whole thing is just one big blob of like bright green and intense energy since Thursday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now we had that new moon. We did have that new moon on Thursday night. 7:45 p.m. was when it peaked, and holy moly, was it ever packing a punch. Whatever the Schumann picked up, whatever hit our planet, whatever electromagnetic resonance is, you know, being picked up by that graph, was pretty intense. Now, you know, I'm usually pretty aware of those kinds of things. I felt the intensity. I didn't realize how intense it was. I didn't even go to the Schumann until today. And I was like, all right, I got to find out what's going on. So yeah, crazy. Really, really intense blast of something hit our planet. And she resonated with it over the last 3 days, or since Thursday anyway, the last 2 days. So yeah, I want to talk about the energy. I want to talk about the energy and what we can all expect in the next few weeks as we head into March and as we head into spring and as we head into eclipse season. Big time. Last week I mentioned that Mars was retrograde and Venus was going retrograde. And at one point I thought that they were going to overlap, but they don't. They did not. Mars actually went direct to Sunday after our conversation on Saturday night. And Venus goes retrograde today. It's the only planet in a retrograde position right now. That's kind of interesting. Generally we have 2, 3, typically. Sometimes we have none, and that's not uncommon that we only have one, but it seems to be a very light year for retrogrades this year. I don't know why, but it is. And as I look at my book, I notice not very many at all, really, in a way that is, you know, super intense, where there's like 5 or 6 or 8 or whatever, 7 at a time in retrograde positions. So I don't really know. I don't really know what we can expect with Venus. I know that with Mars, we had a masculine reboot in a sense, or not a reboot, but because that's what's coming with the eclipses, but we had a masculine recalibration. That's a good way to put it, a recalibration. And that's what we're going to get with the Venus retrograde as well. For the feminine, for the male and female sides of our brain, that's what's going to happen, or that's what's happening. And then this beautiful eclipse season starting out in March here is also going to offer us a reboot of the consciousness. That's more collective, I found in my experience. Everybody has their own experience. So mine, you know, is mine, and everybody has their own take on things. But in my experience over the years that I've been following this stuff and kind of paying attention to it, the collective consciousness, both male and female, always gets a reboot, like a reboot, literally, with each eclipse that comes along. That's why we have them in pairs the way we do. They always come with a new moon and a full moon, right? It's always masculine and feminine, always. So everything balances out, and that's what they kind of do as well. And then, so we got that starting on the 14th of March. We have it with the lunar eclipse that shows up first. It's the storm moon too, by the way. So it's going to be intense. Now, excuse me, for those who know me, hey, how are you? For those that know me, yawning is not that I'm bored or tired, trust me. That's a sign Spirit's calling into the show tonight. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of wait and see if that's something that wants to come forward as a message for somebody. Hey, how's it going? Hola. Yeah, you guys are down in the beautiful warm weather of Mexico. My God, there's a lot of people away right now. And I don't blame them. Tonight it's going to be like minus 22 here in Ontario, or at least where I am in Ontario. And yeah, let's hope it's the last minus 22 we've got going on. So a little bit of housekeeping. We still have the Google review. Excuse me, the Google review that we did, where we put everybody's name into the draw. If you just left me a beautiful review on Google, I'll be delivering that actually in the next week as a post for the lucky winner, whoever that was. And yeah, you know what? Forecasts are still going. People are still interested in finding out what's going to happen for them over the next year. And so, yeah, if you're interested in that, absolutely, you know, connect with me, and you can message me on Messenger. You can Google me and find my website that way, brendathine.com. You can find me just about everywhere, and we can connect, and we can talk about your future and what's going on in the next 12 months for you. So, hey, everybody that's joined me here this evening, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to do 3 cards down tonight. We're going to do the brick card, and tonight we're going to do a little pull from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards by Izzy Ivy. These are so cool. These are really so cool. I've had them for a while, and I didn't really connect with them at first. And then I had a really cool reading done for me by someone, and she used these cards. And yeah, I really liked them actually. And so from that point on, I kind of started using them myself, and I really enjoyed them. So decided I was going to pull them out tonight, and we were going to have a little look at them tonight. So, as I said about eclipses, that's coming in the next little while, right? We're going to be, the first one comes on the 14th with the full moon. The second one comes at the end of the month, of course, with the 29th as a solar eclipse. Pardon me, with the new moon. And so we're going to be balanced. March is a great month for balance, for rebalancing ourselves, because the equinox also is smack dab somewhat in between those 2 eclipses. And that is also a time. That's the vernal equinox. And it's a beautiful opportunity for us to get our footing again, rebalance ourselves, allow ourselves to sort of collect our thoughts, regroup, recenter even, especially in between those 2 eclipses. It's going to be pretty powerful. But definitely rebalance, right? You've got 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime. Perfect time for us to really reset ourselves as well in between the resets of the eclipses. So it's going to be kind of a cool time. Powerful month coming. The whole month ahead is going to be very, very powerful. So like I said, watch for these fluxes of energy, these influxes that are coming and hitting the planet, and the ones that we feel and we flux along with. Ride those waves. All you can do is ride the waves, folks, because really, you know, they're coming, and we're gearing up for something. That full moon we just had, or the new moon rather, excuse me, the full moon was a quickening moon, but it's also very much about moving us into new spaces and accelerating us as we get closer to springtime on the side of the planet. And as they head into fall on the other side, that's kind of what they're doing too, right? They're gearing up for winter. Here we are, right? Perfect time for us to feel that acceleration, to really, you know, be ready for it when it does show up, once we dig ourselves out of the snow down here, where I am anyway. All right, so we're going to do a mind, body, and spirit, like we normally would. I did ask Spirit if there was anything in particular that we needed to talk about. And there's a couple of topics that were brought up to my attention, but I'm not really willing to go there on Facebook Live. if you'll forgive me for that. There's a couple of really hot topics right now that people need to know about, but yeah, you know what? We just have to allow ourselves to investigate, discern for yourself, and realize that what you see is not always what you're seeing. And what you see isn't always what it looks like, right? Like, it's just, there's a lot of deception in this world. And that's the purpose for us all being here in an awareness space. You know, those of us who tune in and pay attention to things going on, we see what's going on. We see what's really going on. And we know that what you see, or what we're told anyway, most of the time, isn't always the story, isn't the true story, isn't the whole story. And definitely could use a lot more description to it. So don't fall for what the news is trying to tell you all the time. Discern for yourself, folks. You know, you have a beautiful navigation system that you are built in, that is built into you, that you are built with, that helps you discern truth, you know, and what's right for you, you know, and what is truth for you may not be the same truth for others. I mean, there are universal truths out there, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't necessarily come to a settling point where you're like totally on board with the same things somebody else is on board with. Our truths are often varied. And so we have to allow that, right? We have to allow ourselves these perspectives and these perceptions for, you know, our free will experience, because that's what it's all about. So yeah, I see a lot of stuff as I scroll across my little Facebook feed there, and I'm just like, okay, you know, because there's so many people who just really don't know what's going on, and they think they do. They think that they're really, you know, caught up on things because they've watched the news and they've read the papers, and I don't recommend anybody do that. So just for entertainment purposes only, you know, again, use your own discernment for yourself. That's what we're supposed to do. So I'm not going to go into those topics that that my guides suggested for this evening. Again, another Telegram topic if you'd prefer to hear about them, for sure. Let's talk about them, but we're not doing it on this platform. So we learned our lesson. We spent plenty of time in Facebook jail in the last few years. Not going back to jail. Just not doing it. So thank you all for being patient. But please, you know, discern for yourselves. Discern for yourselves. We're all very intelligent beings. Incredibly intelligent beings. We don't fool easily if we're paying attention. So pay attention. Read between the lines. Feel it out for yourself. And then ask Creator to offer you ways to discern more truth, or the truth, whatever it might be for you. So hey to everybody who's showing up tonight. So nice to see you all. Hey. Oh, look at all the names. Right on. Okay, so we're doing the mind, body, and spirit, aren't we? Is that what we're doing, spirit? Yes, mind, body, and spirit tonight. For the week ahead, because as we gear up for these eclipses, which of course are still a couple of weeks down the road, but we're working towards that equinox, right? And all of these energies fluctuate, and they all interact with one another and interconnect to us and intermingle with our own experience here, because that is our experience. So it matters. All of it matters. So mind, body, spirit. Where do we want to be in the mind? Where are we going to be in our bodies? Or what do we need to know about our bodies? And what does spirit want to show us? What does spirit want to tell us about? So let's have a little bit, shall we? And then we'll pull a couple of other cards. Now, Eight of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Eight of Wands keeps coming up. That's like the third time I've seen it. That's the fourth time I've seen it. And the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Wands to me is a card that represents our ability to know that we are not on our journey alone. That we are here on this beautiful hero's journey. Excuse me. And that we are not sent here to do this by ourselves. We have all kinds of support. Almost everybody I've encountered has a guide and an angel. Everybody. I actually call them the defaults because pretty much everybody has them. There are certain beings on this planet that don't. Fine. That's understandable because they don't necessarily do the things that we do. As humans, the ones I've encountered for all the years I've been doing this work, everybody comes with a guide and an angel. Your guardian angel keeps an eye on you, helps to buffer things from, happening to you that might be harsh and rough and all of those things that we have. So there's lots of opportunities for, assistance in that way. Your guide is here because you guys have a contract. You guys have a deal that you're going to hear, they're going to be there for you on your journey, and you're going to be there for them on their journey. And oftentimes that's how it plays out. We do this sort of dance back and forth. It's not always exactly like that, but a lot of times that's how it plays out. So it's kind of a cool thing because you've got this buddy system, and you're not here by yourself. You can talk to them and you can invite them to communicate with you. Anytime, every time, all day, every day, whatever. Many years ago, I gave my guides permission to be in my head, to be in my thoughts, but to let me know, of course, with contract deal, that that's your thought, not mine, right? Make sure there's a distinction between it. So I know which side they come in on. And over the years of developing my gifts, I have kind of found these little activities or tools that we can use to discern who's talking to you and where they're talking to you. In your head kind of idea. So you can ask your angels to speak to you in your left side. You can ask your guides to talk to you on the right side. And so that when you're hearing things or when you're feeling things, you're feeling them on those certain sides, you'll know that's who that is. Anyway, everybody comes with an angel and guide. So I just want everybody to know that, you're not alone on this journey, and that the faster we can equip ourselves with, these connections to these guides, these angels, these wonderful helpers that are in spirit. Your loved ones are there, accessible to you from a place of consciousness that is not necessarily physical, but definitely they're available to you. There's lots of other beings out there for us. There's lots of assistance. But discernment is important because there's a lot of stuff that is just like the news, not what it seems. It's showing you something that is not necessarily what it really is. You got to be clear. You got to be, you've got to declare for yourself that, what you're doing for truth, and you only want the truth, nothing but the truth for you, right? So you can make declarations for yourself. You can write little contracts for yourself, whatever you can do. I encourage everybody to make a contract for themselves so that you and spirit both know where you stand, where you are in your comfort zone with dealing with spirit, working with spirit, and, interacting with spirit. So, spirit's calling in. They want you to know that tap in, because everybody has the opportunity to get guidance for yourself, information. Yeah, and just to make connections, especially when it comes to discerning. To discern. Use your navigational system. About what's going on all around the world. Anything and everything. There's lots of ways for us to validate and to vet information for ourselves. So, everybody has helpers. Helpers. Oh, and animals. Thank you, Spirit. Also, animals. Animals are also very, very helpful when it comes to bringing energies our way. They're very protective, they're very loyal, and they're loving. And that's, something that we can all certainly benefit from the influence of, for sure. Now, something else, Spirit? Sorry. A lot of people are doing ancestral work right now. Spirit would like to commend you on that. Your loved ones, generations and generations back, all have a vested interest in what you are doing today. Some of you are your ancestors from before. A lot of us are. I've read for lots of people who I have found, their last, major lifetime in this particular physical experience, when not in their own heritage, whatever. They were like 4, 5, 6, 7 generations back as the matriarch or the patriarch who brought, all kinds of interesting things into the family line. It's an amazing dynamic we have down here. It's an incredible design to this whole experience, and anything and everything goes. So a lot of ancestry work is being done. Ancestral work is being healed, and lineages and heritages are being fortified and purified. Is what I'm hearing, based on the work that everybody seems to be doing right now. Anybody who's doing work on themselves is healing their past and healing the future. Not just of yourself, but of your lineages, all the way along. And not just physically, in a lot of cases, too, spiritually. We have two kinds of lineage, right? We have a spiritual and a physical lineage. And Spirit just wants you to know that the work you're doing, and those who are doing it know exactly who I'm talking to. They're very grateful for it, very thankful for it. Keep on keeping on, because it's not easy. It's not easy. There was a really cool video I came across. Actually, somebody sent it to me in Messenger. Excellent video. It really showed, you know, kind of what happens to us when we start doing work on ourselves. And a lot of people give up because it gets tough. Stuff starts showing up, you know, and it gets really difficult and challenging, because the deeper you go into the trauma or into the issue you're dealing with, the more raw it can be, and the harder it becomes to work on, to face it, you know. So this wonderful video kind of illustrated for people, you know, that the more you do that, stuff's going to come to the surface. But eventually, if you just keep going, eventually everything that was at the bottom is going to be gone, because it'll have all come to the surface. It will have all come to the surface, and you'll have been able to do that work to heal it and let it go. That's what we're talking about here. But keep doing the work, because it's not easy. Just keep doing it. Your guides, your ancestors, like everybody is grateful, right? Thankful. All the angels are thankful. That's what we're here for. So we appreciate you carrying on with all that stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right on. Hey, everybody. It is hard work. It's extremely hard work. I want to say this, too, that it's proportionate. The more light you want to hold in your body, you're going to have to deal with the darkness that's there and the darkness that's outside of that. That's it, right? Everything is polar, dual, and proportionate. And so keep on keeping on, because eventually we do get to a place where we are so full of light that no matter what darkness is around us, it's not in us any longer. It's on the other side of us. It's outside of us, the other side. And it can't touch you. It just can't touch you. So, yeah, Spirit just wants you to know that. They're really grateful for all the work. I'm very proud to see this all unfolding the way it's unfolding. Okay, see? And because, yes, once again, they're letting us know that they're with us on our journey. That card there, Six of Swords, is all about us being on the mental journey and the physical journey, but definitely on the mental journey and being in the right space for it. So, mind, body, and spirit. All right, are we good, Spirit? That's good? All right, 1, 2, 3. Here we are. 1, oh, just like that. 2 and 3. Okie dokie. Mind, body, and spirit. Oh, look at that. The Two of Pentacles comes in for our mind. Big changes. Big changes. Changes of value, too. So here we go, right? We've got this wonderful calibration, recalibration going on. Excuse me. We have the reboot of our consciousness collectively, male and female, going to happen in the next little while. So the big change is coming. With the snake energy of this year, it's more than likely going to be implementing brand new ideas, innovative thoughts and practices for ourselves. You know, things we've never done before, letting go of the old things, moving into new things, and changing. I hear so many people say, I need to make changes in my life. I want to make changes in my life. And you got to make them. You have to do that. Nobody's going to do it for you. You know, they're not going to do it on their own. They're not just going to happen. You have to be the one to make those changes. Big changes are coming for everybody, and it's going to be an amazing time, especially in the next little while. The next 3 months, 4 months, amazing things are going to unfold for everybody, which is great. Now, body comes in with the Four of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles are about things we value. They're about the grounded space we hold, our material world, our experiences here. Four of Pentacles. In your body, honor your body. The Four of Pentacles is all about recognizing and embracing what you own, right? Is yours. What is, technically it's a card of possessiveness, but really, when you realize what that is, it's just really, truly hanging on to what you got, holding on to it and valuing it. And in the body especially, embrace the body. You're here in a meat suit that is like no other experience you can get anywhere else. You're running around in your skin and bones, Your soul is here because this is the most incredible experience. Honor your body. Talk to your body. I've spoken about this before. Speak to your innate system. Talk to your physical cells. Talk to your body. Your body's always listening to you. Give thanks and gratitude for the body. When I do my connection, I will also run through my systems. And I will say, thank you, heart, for doing what you're doing. Thank you for pumping the blood. And thank you, blood, for flowing so freely through my veins. And thank you, veins, for being there for my blood to flow. Thank you, lungs, for breathing for me, so I don't have to tell you. Thank you so much for my brain. Thank you, brain, for running at optimal performance, and peak performance. They're listening. Thank you, eyes, for seeing things clearly. Especially if you have issues you're trying to deal with that are not running in optimal performance. So, embrace the body, honor the body, give thanks for the body, talk to the body, appreciate the body, nourish the body, love the body. Love your body. And hold on to it, right? Give thanks for it. Spirit comes in with the Hangman. Now, I want to talk about this because a lot of people go, oh my God, look at that card. Look at the Hangman. This one's not nearly as bad as most of the ones. Usually the Hangman shows up, of course, in a very different way. Shows up, technically, upside down in most decks. Most decks. But, not in my deck. In my deck, this Hangman is Prometheus. Now, Prometheus gave fire to humans, and he got in big trouble by the gods. They didn't like that. You're not supposed to empower those measly little humans. You're supposed to disempower them and take away all the things that make them strong, which is what mostly happened to us. But Prometheus was like, oh, those poor measly little humans need fire. And so he brought fire to us. But then this happened to him. He got in trouble. Now, well, that is the story, give or take. This card has evolved for me, as all of my cards have evolved over many, many years of working together. 20 some odd years we've been together, my cards and I, this deck particularly. This card does not necessarily represent being stuck in limbo or being punished or being held up or restricted or limited. Technically, this card is, you know what? You've done some good work. Take a break. Put your feet up. I got this. This is Creator. Now, granted, the story of Prometheus didn't really go as well as that sounds, but in this particular card, and in my cards anyway, that's really what it means for us now. When it comes up, that's what it's technically talking to people about. You've done the work. Put your feet up. Rest. Usually we say, God will tell you, go and put the kettle on, let's have a cup of tea. Right? Because you got to wait. The Hangman is about holding space and time and recognizing where you are, being in a place of gestation sometimes, incubation sometimes. Sometimes it's about being in a place of regeneration, which is often what this card in particular represents, because Prometheus had a bit of an issue going on with his liver and a hawk or something. Anyway, a raven, I think it was. Long story. But nonetheless, Spirit's letting you know. Don't worry about things. Put your feet up. Big changes are happening in your mind. We've already been doing all the work. Like the last few weeks have been leading us up into this wonderful tale that we're hearing about, and these changes that are happening. They've been kind of in the works for a while now. And we've all been, talking about making these changes, integrating new things, shedding skin, transforming, transmuting, and again, moving into new spaces. So the big changes that we're talking about, that's what we're talking about. You got to do it here first before you can really do it anywhere else. Everything starts as a thought. Everything starts as energy. It becomes a thought. It becomes an action and a material outcome. Body. Embrace your body. Hold on to it. Treat yourself well. Pamper yourself. Do nice things for yourself, especially over the next few weeks, because we have this wonderful focus on our body and our minds and our consciousness and all about our being, right? The whole part of our being. And relax. Chill out. Take it easy. Don't stress. It's okay. It's okay. Things have to unfold. Spirit's with us. We've got help. We definitely have help. Just got to do what you need to do. Make the big changes in your mind. Embrace your body. Love yourself. And let Spirit take care of things for us. You know, that's what the Eight of Wands that was in the shuffle part was trying to tell us, right? That they're here for us. They're always here for us. Always. Not in a creepy way either, by the way. They're not watching you when you don't want them to be. They have better things to do. Way better things to do. They have universes to trip through and do all these other things. They kind of show up because we call on them. Or they have an interest here, like I said. So, just remember, keep doing the work, especially that ancestry work. All of that ancestral stuff that that people have been taking care of, the traumas that they're clearing, healing. It's remarkable. And I'm so impressed by so many people I know who are doing such incredibly intense work on themselves and in their family lines. Wow. So honored to be a witness to it all. So thank you. Thank you all. You know who you are. Keep up that really good work. Okay, so let's see what the brick says. What's the brick? Shuffle. And go. This card says, Inner Power. Inner Power. Today, I choose to see myself as significant. I acknowledge my true strength. I remain steadfast in the face of adversity. If I stumble, I pick myself up, knowing that I'm filled with the power of the universe. I accept and appreciate myself in every way. I contain the most precious treasures of this world within me. The universe shines through me. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful card. Here, our power, right? Our inner power. We make the changes. Nobody else can make the changes. And if you're thinking about it that way, that you're waiting on somebody to show up at the door to help you make those changes, probably not going to happen. Yeah. Is the Ivy. This is the Beyond Lemuria deck. I love this deck. Look at this. How cool is that? Look at the artwork. He's calling. He was just calling. Okay, so let's have a little boo here at what this deck is going to add to our read here tonight. Big changes. Hold on here, and relax. Let Spirit help us. Let God, Creator, Source, Force, whatever you call it, whatever you know it as, it doesn't really matter as long as you call on it, help you, assist you, be there for you. Now, we're supposed to pick one card? Pick two cards. Pick one card. Right. Okay. Starseer. Starseer. Listen to your intuition. Trust the holistic journey. Dreams finding their way into being, the bigger picture, a more aligned outcome than expected, and clarity of the greater path. The divinatory meaning is this. Keep believing in yourself. Trust in your dreams enough to let the serendipities unfold. Let go enough to allow space for unexpected opportunities. And even when the route is not as direct as you imagine, listen to your intuition and know you have got this. Let me see that card. Have you ever headed toward a specific destination, but instead of it being where you ended up, the journey was the catalyst for getting you where you were meant to go? Have you ever felt the universe was conspiring against you and nothing seemed to be working out as planned, but then everything came together in a way that was so perfect? This card is about the journey, not going as planned, but the outcome being better than you thought possible. When we set our dreams and intentions, internal or external shifts may need to occur before we start to see results. Outdated doors may need to close. Ideas that are holding you back may need to transform. Life's winding roads may make it seem as though you're off the path, despite how right your decisions may feel. Trust and know that your higher self may have bigger plans for you. There may be some adventures on the way, or not. The road you take depends on how ready you are, and the distance between your current life and the one you're dreaming into being. This card depicts intuition as a goddess. She is lifting you out of the clouds of confusion and mind noise and showing you the clear way forward. She is your higher self and can see your great potential. Trust your instincts and have faith in your dream. You are already on your way. It's a great time to plant seeds. Spring's coming, and they are going to absolutely sprout and manifest into the most incredible, beautiful, materialized dreams. How cool is that? How cool is that? What a cool card. Okay. Remember, we have inner power. We have inner power. And we are significant beings. Magnificent beings. And when we make changes here, big changes here, and we embody them and embrace them within our bodies, and we trust in the process, and we trust in the fact that there is assistance, we can put our feet up and take care of, know that things are taken care of for us. Once we put that out there, that declaration out there, the universe will shine for us and through us. It's amazing. This month, like I said, is going to be very powerful. It's a very beautiful opportunity for us to appreciate who we are, appreciate why we're here, and how magnificent a being we are. Here, being, So take this time. This week is all about making some changes. Maybe this is the week you're going to take a piece of paper and a pen and write down those changes that you want to make. Write down a list of all those ideas you have, or those things you'd like to maybe see come to fruition for yourself. Whatever it is you want to plant seeds of. Honor yourself. Do well when it comes to treating yourself, with kindness and compassion, and treating yourself to, good food and, good energies. Be around good people. Good times. Yeah. And then know that Spirit's always with us. So that's it for tonight, folks. Remember, the energies are really intense. Whatever's being, kind of blasted at this planet is necessary, I guess, to gear us up for whatever's coming in March. But hang on, hang on, hang on. Center yourself, ground yourself, trust in the process. Discern what's going on around you. Stay away from the negative stuff that doesn't feel good. Be around the good stuff that does. And know, that's the best job that you're here to do, is to shine bright, being happy, joyful, and in places of alignment for yourself. Truth, honesty, integrity, and balance. That being said, enjoy your Saturday night, folks. Try and stay warm, especially if you're here in Ontario in this -22. And we'll see you next week on Psychic Saturday Night Lives. Take care. Watch for the cards. They're going to be there.